In just 1 week, Bryan Kohberger is going to be sentenced. Let me answer a question that keeps coming up. Why would Bryan Kohberger plead guilty to something he didn't do? Now, before you come for me, I never said that Bryan Kohberger wasn't involved. Stick with me for a moment. Every day in this country, people plead guilty to crimes they didn't commit. Say you're charged with a DUI. Conservatively, to hire an attorney to take that DUI to trial, depending on where you live, between $5,000 and $12,000. But if you show up for court and the DA offers you a reckless driving charge with minimal probation and a fine that would be considerably less than the fine for DUI plus the attorney's fees, would you take it? What if you didn't submit to any chemical testing, so the state doesn't have a BAL on you? What if all they have is the arresting officer saying they smelled something? Would you still plead a reckless driving? Or would you hire an attorney for $5,000 to $12,000 and put your life into the hands of 12 jurors? You don't know. Along with that, would you subject yourself to pretrial motions that may or may not limit the evidence or the type of witnesses that can be called at your trial? Now let's go back to Kohberger. The week before he pled guilty, Kohberger was handed a couple of really tough rulings from the judge. It limited how his attorney could defend him if he went to trial. Almost certainly he would need expert witnesses, and those take money. He's using a public defender. Any expert witness he wanted to hire, he would have to run through the court. And that same judge that limited his evidence is the same judge who would determine whether or not he got to hire those experts. Again, I'm not saying he's totally innocent. Isn't it possible that when those evidentiary rulings did not go his way, he and his attorney had a really difficult discussion? And instead of putting his life in the hands of 12 jurors he didn't know, who were only going to see some of the evidence he wanted to present, he instead opted to take a plea. What do you think? And follow along, we'll see where this goes.